Why is everyone talking about azelaic acid for post-acne pigmentation or most kinds of pigmentation? Let me break it down for you. I'm Dr. Tanvi Vaidya. I am a medical director of Derma MD clinics, and I myself have incorporated azelaic acid into our spot corrector, which helps to fade acne marks. And I'm going to talk to you about this ingredient and why exactly we use it. Now, firstly, क्या होता है azelaic acid? Is it like a salicylic acid or glycolic acid? No, it's not. Salicylic is a BHA, glycolic is an AHA, which are hydroxy acids. Azelaic acid isn't one of those guys. Azelaic acid is a wonder ingredient. How it works is by 4 different mechanisms, okay? So to start with pigmentation, of course, the elephant in the room. How it works on pigmentation is it inhibits the enzyme tyrosinase, which is responsible for producing melanin, which is the pigment in our skin which gives it the color. It helps to inhibit this melanin production, so it prevents the production of post-acne marks, which is very important, because sometimes it just turns into the cycle. You get a new pimple, you get a new mark. So if you use azelaic acid on a regular basis, you're going to prevent the formation of that pigment. The second thing that it does is it also helps prevent acne because it is bacteriostatic. It prevents the growth of organisms that cause acne, like propionibacterium acne or cutibacterium acne, staph epidermidis. These are certain bacteria which cause acne, and these azelaic acid can really help to inhibit that growth. And the best part about it is it doesn't cause bacterial resistance. So, usually using a traditional antibiotic cream, like say a clindamycin, we see so many people using clindamycin for years on end. One dermat had given it to them 10 years ago. Eventually, you get resistant and it stops working, which doesn't happen with ingredients like azelaic acid or even for that matter, a benzyl peroxide. You don't see resistance, so that's wonderful. Thirdly, what it does is it normalizes keratinization, so it prevents the build-up of that keratotic debris in your pores, which can lead to acne. So it sort of unclogs your pores as well. So again, great idea for acne. Lastly, what it does is it reduces sensitivity, soothes your skin, and it has a wonderful anti-inflammatory action, which is why in rosacea, azelaic acid is used widely, and it really helps to calm that rosacea and the inflamed sort of skin down. Now, how can you use an azelaic acid? What you need to do is you can use it either in the AM or the PM. I wouldn't recommend using it twice a day. Once a day is enough, but the beauty of this product is it's photostable. Unlike a retinoid or a salicylic, you can use it in the daytime as well. So usually if you're working on your acne, you might be using a retinoid at night. So you can use your azelaic acid in the day. Use small amounts. Remember to moisturize your skin well. These are all actives at the end of the day. So you really need to keep your skin well moisturized to reduce sensitivity or any chances of irritation. Though azelaic typically is not a very irritative kind of molecule, but always moisturize. Secondly, sun protect. So if you're trying to work on any kind of pigmentation, if you don't sun protect, that's not going to go away. So particularly when you're trying to get rid of active pigmentation or active acne marks, you need to sun protect so those marks, your azelaic acid gets some chance to work on that and fade that pigment away. So of course that's a given. Of course, lastly, stop picking at your acne, because every time you pick at it, you're going to cause more inflammation. Your skin freaks out and releases more pigment, and you end up with post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So remember to keep your fingers away from your skin. Now, by when can you start seeing results? So, this is something that I always tell my patients, that if anyone tells you that this is a magic drug and in 2 days your acne will be gone, they're lying. Do not trust these guys. Or if they tell you that you use this one-time product, do a peel one time and your acne is never going to come back, they're lying. So any legit skincare needs its time to work. You have to be patient. You have to give it that due respect and the due amount of time that it's going to take. So with an azelaic acid, like most good ingredients, would take, I would say, between 6 to 8 weeks to start to seeing the benefit. For full results, it would be about 3 months. So be patient with it, but this is something that would preserve your barrier and in a very healthy, systematic way depigment your skin. Now, usually who are the non-responders in whom, you don't see as much of a response is if your marks are really old or your pigment has gone in really deep into the dermal layers, response tends to be slower. It's only cases like these which ever would need procedures, okay? But usually if it's not too old, not too deep, it would respond really well. Another case in which it doesn't respond is if you keep breaking out. Azelaic acid alone is not going to completely fix a grade 4 acne. So if you have higher grades of acne which are not responding to basic products and you need to add in retinoids or prescription grade products, then you need those to prevent that acne. If you keep breaking out, you're going to get new acne. Those acne might still leave marks. So definitely work on it in a multi-pronged approach. This one product is a great ingredient to incorporate into your routine. Just like you say, just a face wash is not enough. You also still need to moisturize. You still need to use a sunscreen. In the same way with acne, yes, you need an azelaic acid, but you also probably need a retinoid. So it's a multi-pronged approach. Why I came up with this baby is because I, of course, as you know from the beginning of this video, I really like azelaic acid as an ingredient. I've seen clinically it work wonders on my patients, but I've seen a lot of formulations are very harsh. There's a lot of irritation on the skin. A lot of people can't seem to tolerate these kind of formulations. So I wanted to create a gentler formulation that does not damage your barrier, that can be used even in people with rosacea, people with extremely sensitive skin. I have also added in 2% of Tranexamic Acid, which is again a wonderful ingredient to work on pigmentation. In fact, even in cases like melasma, Tranexamic Acid as well as Azelaic Acid work really, really well. So yeah, those are the two ingredients that I did. Now, it's been months, I was telling my husband when we started this process, I told him I'd be done in a month's time. Like, I'm a dermat. I can do this in a month's time. That's no big deal. And when we actually started, I realized how complicated the process of product formulation is. Not just the formulation itself, the scientific part of it, I know which ingredients I want in it and which I don't. But working on the right texture, testing it on people and, checking to see if there is any irritation happening, seeing if the product is photostable, is it degrading. It took a long time. I remember we had one batch entirely ready about 3 months ago. And when we received the batch, we realized the fragrance content in it was so high that I said, as a self-respecting dermatologist, I cannot release a product with so much fragrance in it. So we had to actually recall that entire batch and we got a new batch done. So it's been a process. Of course, this aside, the packaging, oh my God, the packaging. I have so much respect for designers at the end of this, because initially we started saying that, we can wing this, we can design it ourselves and all of that. And we started with designing it ourselves. And over time, we've realized what terrible designers we are. So honestly, I'm not very happy with the current packaging that we've made. But we'll get there in the subsequent batches. The bottle is really nice, but I'm not very happy with the design because we've made this on our own. A friend of mine who is an amazing designer is going to be helping me out with the subsequent batches. She said, Tanvi, I have to rescue you. But yeah, so this is how this journey has been. And I'm really excited for you guys to try this product out if you're dealing with particularly post-acne pigmentation or honestly any kind of pigmentation. And I'd love to hear your feedback on how it's doing. Irrespective, if you have any questions about acne, about post-acne marks, or even about the product, do let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to help you out.